Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to day 78 of 100 Days to Life-Changing Confidence. Our first scripture this morning comes to us from 1 Kings chapter 17, verses 8 through 16. And the word says, Then the word of the Lord came to him. Go at once to Zarephath in the region of Sidon and stay there. I have directed a widow there to supply you with food. So he went to Zarephath. When he came to the town gate, a widow was there gathering sticks. He called to her and asked, "Would you bring me a little water in a jar so that I may have something to drink?" As she was going to get it, he called, "And bring me, please, a piece of bread." "As surely as the Lord your God lives," she replied, "I don't have any bread, only a handful of flour in a jar and a little olive oil in a jug. I am gathering a few sticks to take home and make a meal for myself and my son, that we may eat it and die." Elijah said to her, "Don't be afraid. Go home and do as you have said. But first, make a small loaf of bread for me from what you have and bring it to me. And then make something for yourself and your son. For this is what..." Hold on a second. I can't see y'all. "For this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. The jar of flour will not be used up, and the jug of oil will not run dry until the day of the Lord sends rain to the land." She went away and did this as Elijah had told her. So there was food every day for, hold on. She went away and did as Elijah had told her. So there was food every day for Elijah and for the woman and her family. Give me 1 second while I flip to the next scripture, please. Our first scripture summary this morning comes to us from 1 Kings chapter 17, verse 14. And I wrote down, "The Lord brings his promises and his timing." The Lord never promises us bad things, but if they do happen, they are meant to teach us experiences that will later bring us joy, not sadness or anything of that nature. Our second scripture this morning comes to us from Mark chapter 9, verses 14 through 27. Let's continue. When they came to the other disciples, they saw a large crowd around them, and the teachers of the law arguing with them. As soon as all the people saw Jesus, they were overwhelmed with wonder and ran to greet him. "What are you arguing with them about?" he asked. A man in the crowd answered, "Teacher, I brought you my son who is possessed by a spirit that has robbed him of speech. Whenever it seizes him, it throws him to the ground. He foams at the mouth, gnashes his teeth, and becomes rigid. I asked your disciples to drive out the spirit, but they could not." "You unbelieving generation," Jesus replied, "how long shall I stay with you? How long shall I put up with you? Bring the boy to me." So they brought him. When the spirit saw Jesus, it immediately threw the boy into a convulsion. He fell to the ground and rolled around, foaming at the mouth. Jesus said to the boy, "How long has he been like this?" "From childhood," hold on. Jesus asked the boy's father, "How long has he been like this?" "From childhood," he answered. It has often thrown him into a fire or water to kill him. But if you can do anything, take pity on us and help us." "If you can," said Jesus, "everything is possible for one who believes." Immediately, the boy's father exclaimed, "I do believe. Help me overcome my unbelief." When Jesus saw that a crowd was running to the scene, he rebuked the impure spirit. "You deaf and mute spirit," he said, "I command you, come out of him and never enter him again." The spirit shrieked, convulsed him violently, and came out. The boy looked so much like a corpse that many said, "He is dead." But Jesus took him by the hand and lifted him to his feet, and he stood up. Give me a second while I prepare the scripture summary, please. Our second scripture summary comes from Mark chapter 9, verse 23. I wrote down, Jesus dealt with skeptical people throughout his ministry. It's our job to bring the skeptics to him. Yes, even in today's world, there are so many people that don't know the Bible or God and Jesus. So, as believers, it's our job, no matter how stubborn those people may be, it's our job to make sure that we can gently push them in the right direction. I hope y'all enjoyed this devotional this morning, and I will see y'all on Monday. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.